Hey loves, this is Chantel with Love You Studios. I'm just coming to you. It's Friday, April 19th. Can you guys believe it? Time is when I tell you, my mom used to say time just moves. Seems like time moves faster the older you get. And when I tell you that thing rings true, I'm not sure what that's about just yet. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I just sounds, it feels familiar. Those words feel very familiar because now I'm living those words. But anyway, Love You Studios wanted to come online and just say, hey, wishing you all a fantastic Friday. I hope you've had a good week. And if you haven't, I hope that it begins to get better. Uh, it's not always just about changing our thoughts, but it's a beginning there because sometimes experiences, just day-to-day experiences, especially when you are adulting, can be difficult at times. So I wanted to come on and say hello. Also giving you all holla this afternoon. Thinking about women's health, and thinking where I'm at with women's health and just the process, right? The process to purpose, the process to getting your health back, right? When you didn't even know that you were losing your health or that you were moving away from, your health or that you were having a health crisis, right? What in the world? What the world? So, not knowing that you're having a health crisis and then having to go through the process and a natural, holistic process of walking back into your health is, that has been challenging to say the least. But one thing I'm glad about, and for those of you that don't know, I was diagnosed, and I believe it was just last January, I believe I got the diagnosis of having hypothyroidism. And so, that yes, I was prescribed the levothyroxine and red rice yeast for the cholesterol because your cholesterol is elevated. Now, before that, when I would go in and I'm trying to figure out what is going on with the weight gain because I was staying in the gym, during the pandemic. Still, this is, the gym, they did close the gyms down for a period of time. But before that, they closed the gyms down, I was in the gym. After that, I was still going to the gym, spending some time there. Anyway, long story short, I was not able to lose the weight. And I've often wondered if had any connection to me catching COVID. Now, here's the thing. When I caught COVID, the first time I got it during that season, during the pandemic season, I was so sick, y'all. I mean, I was suffering. We didn't, I thought, oh my gosh, AJ had moved out of our bedroom and moved into one of the back rooms, but I was sick and he worked. He drives, the 18 wheelers for UPS. So he didn't want to bring anything home, but I still got COVID like 3 times. That first time, or 3 times after that. I think 2 times after that. And then my daughter she went to work and she got it. Anyway, my whole point I'm making was that I got really sick that first time, like sick, sick, sick. I was concerned. I'm like, girl, you gonna make it up out of here? But made it out of that. Had lost my sense of smell and taste and everything. And but I didn't. I wasn't. It wasn't a weight gain thing for me. But something was thrown off. And I really think that had something to do, that stress of that, cortisol levels are raised and really understanding, how the thyroid functions and the things that it controls in the body, the bodily functions that your thyroid controls made me think about that because after that, when I got COVID, the 3 times after that, it felt like a cold. And what it felt like was like I got a cold and then it would put me into this deep sleep. I just slept. I didn't feel real bad. I just felt tired. But after that third time, then it was like this real crash, but I never associated. I was trying to figure out what was going on with me. I remember feeling like, ooh, something's in the back of my throat. I had I told my husband, I said to look in the back of my throat. Do you see anything? He didn't see anything. La la la. Long story short, went and got the diagnosis for the thyroidism, hypothyroidism, right? So they put me on the medication. And then as they were putting me on, the medication, and of course I'm getting heart palpitations. So she said, well, yes, it's going to speed up your metabolism and you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start feeling this energy. And I did for like 2.5, felt better for probably 2 weeks. And then flatlined again, like to the point where I could not keep my eyes open. And at the time, I had the littles. I had the babies. My two of my grandchildren were here at the time, and so it was. He would come home some days. I would have gotten Lynn out of school, and I had Quinn, and they would be back in the back playing in their playroom and the bedroom, and I would just be laid out, just knocked out on the sofa, like sitting up, but gone. Sleep, y'all. Could hardly keep my eyes open. And my energy level was so bad, like I was so lethargic. So thinking about that, I wonder, and of course, there people want things on white pages. And what do I mean by white pages? There always has to be a study for it. My experience is that the stress level of that period of time, that season, just going through, with the pandemic, newly married, and that whole thing, having a new business, and then it was compounded, the stress was compounded even more through in my body by getting COVID and trying to fight that off. I just really feel like there is some connection there, because it's like my body was literally like flatlining. And even though I was bringing up that issue with my provider during this time, and before that, he was tone deaf. He could not hear, me. And oftentimes we go and we're not heard. Women in general, black women even more so, right? So I switched. I found a naturopathy. I started going to the naturopathy, and that's when they did some tests. And I remember being in the dentist chair. She's like, "You have your blood pressure so high." I was like, "I've never had high blood pressure in my life, ever." Right? So even when I had gained a lot of weight, I gained a lot of weight after I got here, and but I lost the weight. I started doing the 1 meal a day. Started fasting and doing 1 meal a day. Was working out. That's not true. I would eat between 11 and 3. I didn't start 1 meal a day until probably about 3 years ago. But I was doing the 11 to 3. Anyway, lost 108 pounds and maintained the weight. No problem. Still ate pretty much what I wanted to eat. Stretched. Was working out occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I mean occasionally. But I think there was some correlation. And I know I sound like I'm rambling, y'all. But I was just sitting here thinking. And I thought that while I was thinking, and oftentimes I think out loud, I said, why not just turn on the recorder? And so we're about 8 minutes in. But anyway, I'm going somewhere with this. So I got the naturopathy after she was the one that said, this is the problem, Chantel. It's not your hormones. It's not I thought I was going through menopause again. She says, well, it's not that, but your thyroid is off, like I want to say, and it was 2 or 3 points. I said, my gosh, that is amazing, because it took me back to where I had this 2-centimeter tumor on my spine, right, that just wreaked havoc, and I had to have the surgery, and it was just a whole process. So I said that to say, even the body being out of alignment, even a little bit, when we don't know it, because you don't even know sometimes that you're in a health crisis, because we don't recognize the signs or the signals, or you can't see everything, which is why now I'm like, I need a a standing mirror where you can see your entire body. Because I didn't see these arms the way they are, like, in a sign. So I didn't know that a sign of hypothyroidism in women was having these bat wings, having the fat, flabby arms. Didn't know that was a sign. But I also didn't see it because I just put on my clothes and just go. So I said, it's really starting to understand the signs in your body and what's going on with the body, and noticing what we think are even the minute, small things in the body. Because, like, going to the dentist, blood pressure, me having to, I'm back in my old glasses because my new glasses, it was like my eyesight was being affected. So those are too strong. So I went back to my old prescription. So it's kind of like everything was just thrown off. Everything was thrown off in the body. And I said 2 to 3 points off. But just because I think that's what is registering by the time they do all these tests, this is what's registering. I believe the body is giving us signifiers long before that your thyroid is off, like the lethargy, or, feeling, I never recognized stress until my body was like, would shut down. Because we have been conditioned as a society, and then as women, like, we have to go, 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 go. And I just don't believe that's where we do our best. I think women should be in a place where we are allowed to create, and we lead through creating, right? So we're leading through creating, because in creations, when we birth something forth other than children, we are birthing ideas and dreams and goals, and we are establishing things in this earth. And we establish more than just children in the earth. But if we don't have the space, and when I say the space, I mean a conducive environment that allows us to do that, I think then we start, it's the pressures or the vicissitudes of life start taking over and start taking effect. And it shows up in the fact that we are not resting like we should. We can't sleep like we should. Other stressors are overeating. In this case, hypothyroidism, I was not eating, I was under eating, but still the weight's going up. And that's one thing I told my doctor, and he was like, well, you just walk more. What else is there to do? I'm literally down to eating salads twice a day. And my salads did not include, you see the salad, I know you guys see the salads online, but it didn't include, bogged down with meat and, a little bit of vegetables and cheese and stuff like that. That's not how I make my salads. Full of greens and avocado and juicing. I'm a huge juicer. I was juicing. Anyway, those are some signs. And then, hair showing up in the most conspicuous places that they should not be coming up tells you that your body is out of balance. The fact that my skin has been so dry, that was another sign and an indicator of hypothyroidism. I was getting unusual breakouts. I would get breakouts here. They're clearing up now because I'm using my product. Shameless plug, Lovey Studios. The soaps and the oils, that I use. But just feeling puffy, right? And then learning that all fat is not adipose fat. It's not all puffy, tissue that you see that looks like fat is not necessarily adipose tissue. There's some other types of fat that lie in the body, but it's just been an interesting journey. And so what I want for you all to do is to recognize the signs and signals in your body that it is out of balance. If you have acne and you have cystic acne, that is a sign. Now we have soaps, we have things that can clear, but when I say I'm just saying as a whole. There are things out there, there are products out there that will help you clear up your skin. But when you are dealing with something that is chronic, that means it's ongoing. That is a system issue in the body that needs to be looked at so that you can get back into alignment. It's out of alignment. Out of alignment. And these things that go on, inflammation, I know you hear about it a lot, but inflammation in the body shows up, through constipation, shows up through swelling. You see the lymphatic system. See, my hands are starting to swell now. I've been sitting out here. It's hot. I'm in the car. I'm getting ready to go in. But, just really not being hydrated. And I certainly have not had enough water today because I was running around this afternoon. So I'm about to go in here and get really hydrated and just kind of take a chill pill for a moment before I make some soap and then go take a walk. But really paying attention to the signs and the things that we dismiss that we think are little signs because we've been conditioned to normalize those things that are abnormal. Take another look at that. Take another look and really think about what you're thinking about, right? Think about what you're thinking about. If you don't journal. If you used to journal and you stopped, pick it back up again. And why do I say that? Because there are some things that we need to track. It is, whether it's life's issues or the things going on for that day, you want to start looking at some patterns, that you have in your life. And I want to say also that if you are in a situation where you are in a very stressful environment, there is something to say, you guys, where there are so many people now, so many more people that are coming up and they're being diagnosed with thyroid issues. They're being diagnosed with all of these weird skin conditions. They are, and now the big thing is, if folks are fat and unhealthy, and there's a myriad of reasons for that. It is not simply because everyone is not eating well. That's not the case. Although America is unhealthy, and some of the stuff that we see on here, we have the big back thing. I'm trying to unbig my back. I don't like a big back. I like the Chantel that can wear a size 10, and for me, a size 10 means I'm at a particular place. Is as far as inches, on my body, and at a particular weight, so that my knees become loyal again. Okay, how about that? But there's something to be said about women's health and women, black women, and dying in childbirth at the rates that they're dying in childbirth. I believe it's twofold. I believe that it says something about where we are with our health, and it says something about the lack of care, or should I say the diabolical nature of care in that particular system, in the healthcare system, in the medical system, whatever. But those things, I'm looking at those things. I'm looking at women who continue to suffer in relationships, right? Unequally yoked. Not being cared for. And I don't mean just, somebody fanning over you all day. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being heard, and that is at home and in the workplace or in business, where you are heard, you are welcomed, you are understood, you are loved right where you are for who you are, right? I'm not saying, and love does not come without correction. I'm going to say it again. There is no love without correction. One more time for the people in the back. Ain't no love without correction. There's no love without correction. Okay? So, but being loved, being valued, and not always having your virtue extracted from you. What is virtue? Your beneficial qualities. Not having your virtue continually extracted. You're just being pulled on and tugged on and tugged on and tugged on. And I know that there are men out here experiencing some of the same things, but I'm not talking to you. However, if the shoe fits, some of what I say fits, it can fit for everyone, but I am talking specifically to women, and even more specifically to black women. I'm saying to you, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. When you see the signs that you are feeling off, I don't care what it is, get it checked out. And then guess what? You don't have to go through traditional medicine or the allopathic community, doctors and nurses with MDs and RNs behind their name. You don't have to use that. You can go the holistic route if you choose. I would say go that far. Go that route. Sometimes it can take longer to go that route because we really want to teach the body how to heal itself by giving it the nutrition that it needs and removing some foods that it does not need. And you're going to go through a period of recovery of feeling not feeling your best as the body detoxes itself. But we need to give the body a chance to heal itself, because I believe, I know in my being that there is a cure, there is healing for everything in our body that ails us, whether we are having awareness of it or not. So I just wanted to share some of those thoughts. It's been heavy on my mind, and I'm really delving into that as I start this next level for me of healing. I believe my thyroid is so much better. Now, it would be 1,000% better if I did not want, because your girl likes, let me tell you what I had today. I had the little Cinnabon things from Wendy's today. They have some little Cinnabon pull apart cup or whatever. It was so good, y'all. And I made a pound cake last week. I left it at the house, but I made a pound cake. I didn't bring it back over here with me to the studio. But I think a lot of times, we're not getting enough rest. We are not hydrated enough, and we don't know. We think water is always hydrating. Not necessarily. And I tell you what else we don't do enough of: fasting. We don't do enough fasting. We do not. But there is mind, body, spirit. You cannot separate them. They all go together, which is why I have started pivoting Love You Studios as I look at holistic wellness, and I'm talking about some things that I've experienced along my journey, but also connecting that to our emotional, mental health and well-being, because those systems all work together. And we need to pay attention to that. I'm seeing more and more young women dealing with acne, cystic acne. Those are usually gut issues. And we need to pull back, remove the gluten and the sugars out of the body, so that the skin can begin to heal itself from the inside out. Now, again, you can use soaps and all that stuff and, clear your face. It's going to clear your skin. But if you do not clear what's going on the inside, it will return. And when it comes back, it's going to come back. It's going to come back big time. So just some thoughts. I just wanted to share that with you. I've been on here now. It's been almost 25 minutes. I know I've been rambling a little bit. But thank you for hanging out with me. For those of you that did hang out with me, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time. And listen, like I tell my folks every day, I wish you the absolute best on your wellness journey. If you need some consultation, I am here. We can talk about, different herbs to use and things. So that'll be on the next talk. I'm gonna have to remember it though, y'all. I have intentions on picking up where I left off, but most times I forget where I left off, and then I just start speaking what's on my heart at the time. I'm still working on getting together some group information as far as herbs and things like that are concerned. I do have some new products coming out, some products that I took that are coming back, like the Moringa facial wash. I will be 54 years old, and skin feels good. It looks good. I have a little bit of a something going on right here and then here. Other than that, it feels good, and I need to go. This thyroid's still throwing this off right here. Whiskers, child. Get rid of those. But working on it. It's a process. So thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Those have been rocking with me for a minute. Just it has not this has not happened in a straight line. The path to success and really understanding my voice in this place is you all are being inundated, my word, with now everybody wants to go natural and everybody's doing this and everybody's no, and I've been doing this for a while. Been a massage therapist whose focus was on Chinese medicine. This is my 21st year. I think that's right. It's 21st or 22nd year. And then I've been an esthetician going on 5 years. But I've been thinking about this stuff, doing it for a long time. But it's funny how you have to circle back to something you didn't hear it or felt like you needed it or needed to practice it in the first time. So then you got to come back to it. So it's coming full circle. Pray and meditate. Those things are important. Spending some time just quiet, shutting everything down, turning off the noise, turning off the phones, disconnecting from the craziness, because we got some stuff going on in this world. But as far as Love You Studios is concerned, product, things like that, we have to take care of ourselves from the inside out, because why? It looks good to feel good. So love you. You take care of yourself. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love, hugs, kisses. I'll see you soon.